Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. How are you? My name is Diamond Styles. I am the executive director of Black Trans Women's Inc. I go live every Friday at 7 o'clock. I'm about 14 minutes late, but let's give a chance for everybody. Come on in. We are going to talk about Not So Pretty, the documentary on HBO Max. I think it's HBO. Yeah. But hey, Brittany. Hey, Ray. How are y'all? This documentary is about, kind of like the beauty industry, um, and some of the things that, um, just a past of it goes through history, and it's narrated by Kiki Palmer. I love Kiki. She's so good. Yes, Brandon, it is kind of wild. Hey, Kay. I'm gonna give folks chance to time to come in. Hey, Coco. Yeah, so we are going to be talking about that. It is quite interesting. Hey, Ty. Who else? Hey, Coco. So, how has everybody been doing? What's been going on with y'all this week? We have had this week. Our episode was about on Marsha's Plate, my podcast. This episode we talked about the trans women who got two women pregnant in the prison in New Jersey. We also talked about Palm Springs, maybe trying to initiate um, a universal income for low income trans people. Um, we discussed like reparations for Black people and those kind of things. And we also discussed Benzino, same thing we did last Friday. But I discussed it with my co-host and those kind of things. Um, I'm giving Sophia Loren. Am I? I like Sophia Loren, but I don't think I look like her. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anytime I bust out the hair, everybody is like, "Oh, long hair." Oh, but thank you, thank you, thank you. I live in New Jersey, and that's all my friends keep hitting me up about. Like this event somehow proves their point. Yeah, we talked about it, and I'm like, it's a consensual act, and women in prison have sex in prison. Like two women having sex with each other is not abnormal in prison. And connecting and finding love. Now, what is abnormal is that a person with a penis and a person with a vagina can come together and a baby can be made. But a woman with a penis and a woman with a vagina coming together is quite normal, especially in like consensual situations. So it's quite normal. I know we are making it like, oh, like, oh my God, we have women trans women having sex with women in the prison, and you know because we're using prisons, and the prison system is supposed to be punishment. So it's supposed to keep you from idealistically from having sex. You shouldn't be in there enjoying yourself in prison. What? um, it's not even a major infraction in jail. Facts. And because they know inmates have sex, it's not really that big of a deal. So this would be more jarring if it was a non-consensual situation. But what's crazy to me is that people on the outside, you worried about this trans woman who had a consensual relationship with somebody, but this same prison, Edna Manor, this same prison has so many non-consensual cases of the COs, the actual authority in the prison. There's tons of cases with them mistreating women and sexually assaulting women in the prison. But y'all worried about the trans woman and her consensual situation, but y'all not worrying about the authority in the prison taking care of the cases that they have in this same exact prison of misconduct and sexual assault and cases of women um, being non-consensually mistreated at this same exact prison. Come on, y'all. Y'all have to, you know, this selective outrage is getting quite old and annoying. CO's getting them pregnant, right? So we talked about that on the show. If you are looking for a podcast that centers Black folks, queer folks, LGBT folks, trans folks, we are a podcast that is hosted by three trans people, two trans women, and a genderqueer, masculine, trans person. You know, so, if you are looking for that type of podcast that we talk about the bigger culture and things and introduce you to trans leaders and all that kind of stuff, if you are into that, let let's scurry on down to the info box, and there is a link to Marsha's plate in the confirmation in the information box. Shoot, I'll take my chances in the men's prison. Okay, girl, you barely want to give up your cookies outside the prison. You do not want to go to no men's prison, child. You don't even like sex like that. So you definitely don't want to go to the men's prison. You want to go to the women's prison and be cool until you get out. Me, I need to go to the men's prison because I'm ready. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Exactly. I think it was Houston. They were running a prostitution ring outside of the female prison. Oh, I haven't heard of that, but that's quite wild and definitely believable because that's been going on for centuries. I remember the first prison I was, I go down my history wormholes, and I remember the first women's prison in Indiana, the women's prison. They literally had a prostitution ring going on where they was charging men $10 or something to come in and have sex with the women prisoners. So exploiting women within the prison system has a long history of dysfunction, and so this self-righteous kind of mindset around trans people is quite fake. If you are not trying to solve those problems, then it's transphobia that's making you want to focus on the consensual sex of a trans woman and her cisgender woman partner. Hmm. Bye, George. You wish you got the interview with Anne McLaughlin before she had her fight. Now, don't you? You had to contradict me. I'm always like years ahead. I have no idea who Anna McLaughlin is. So if you are thinking that I think about a person that I don't know or you, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. So I don't, I haven't been thinking about it. It seems like you've been thinking about it a lot. It seems like the idea of yourself being light years um ahead of me seems to be more important to you than it is to me. So I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know that person. I don't know why you think I should care about that person. I don't know why you are in competition with me in regards to you being ahead, light years ahead, because I I have proven that I kind of go at my own pace and do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't really take the time to do things just because. Now, some topics that I discuss are like in the moment, but sometimes topics happen way later. I have no idea, Kay, but I think that they might want me to might have wanted me to talk to him. I guess I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I think there's some people that come in and just be talking. Mm, but yeah, um, yeah, but yeah. Anyway, who is Anna though? I have no idea. I don't know who that person is. I don't know. I don't know George. I don't know Anna. I don't watch MMA fighting. So all of these things are irrelevant to me. All of these things have nothing to have no place in my brain. So, but clearly in George's brain, they are living rent free. They are living rent free. They are taking up space. They are sitting chilling, rent unpaid, just chilling in George's mind. Yeah, I don't follow. Um, I follow the political side of the trans sports fight. And if I come across something or someone that is interesting, um, you know, listen, there's a part of me that is a very old school, traditional, non binary ass woman. I don't give a fuck about no sports because I don't play sports. I understand that pushing trans people out of sports there is a level of transphobia within that narrative. So as a trans content creator, I care about I care about the idea of the political side of that fight. But because I don't play sports, I do not give a fuck about no sports on a personal level. I give a fuck about the the politics around the transphobia in the culture. Do you get the difference? I'm not following sports stories. I am not because I don't like sports. That is not me. It's not who I am. So I don't care. But the politics around sports, I love the idea of exploring those ideas, what we are culturally discussing around trans people and the culture of trans people. I don't care about the military. I am actually anti-military, but a transgender ban in the military is a political issue that I would like to discuss and understand. So that's why I was talking about it when, Trump was doing the military ban. It was important for me to talk about that. So the politics around, because politics are in anything, the politics around transness and trans existence and transphobia is what is important to me. But the actual each subject matter is not necessarily, I'm not necessarily into every single thing that I may discuss. Good evening, Diamond Chat. Servant Lisa Rayfish. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Players Club. Ah. But she said he's light years away. Child, light years. You are. I give you that. In the sports arena, you- there's very few people that I'm not light years ahead of. It is quite easy to be light years ahead of me in the sports arena. It's quite easy. Quite. It's like the Brittany Griner situation. Because I am interested in massage noir and how politics affect black women, particularly black queer women. This is an important story for me to discuss the nuances of it. But do you really think that I'm sitting back watching the WNBA draft? Do you really think I'm sitting there watching Brittany play a basketball game? I have literally never watched a WNBA game in my life. I could care less. But the politics around her being detained in Russia in the middle of a war and her being a US citizen, a black queer woman US citizen, the politics around that intrigues me. I'm interested in that. I'm not interested in basketball. Got it? There's a difference. I tried to join the army during Don't Ask, Don't Kill. The recruiter saw my ass and could immediately tell and bounced. I worry for Brittany Griner as, yeah, I do. I watched the show just for this live. We haven't started the discussion um on um Not So Pretty. We haven't started it. We're still in the beginning, letting people get in. Make sure y'all thumbs up as we are waiting. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. And by run and run by a megalomaniac. Yeah, definitely. And we know what megalomaniacs look like. Megalomaniacs look like in pop culture. Mrs. Umbridge. If you are a Harry Potter fan, Mrs. Umbridge is a megalomaniac. Mrs. Umbridge in the pink, the kind of crazy professor that was at Hogwarts. I don't remember what number they were on. Was it Prison of Azkaban? No, that wasn't the one. I don't remember which one, but Mrs. Umbridge, she was a megalomaniac. That was so crazy. Thank you for recommending it. My favorite fit was powder me is compromised. The sport politics of major black players and major white coaches prevents me from enjoying sports. It's too blatant. Absolutely, and I'm interested in those politics, Brandon. I'm not interested in the game of basketball, the game of football, but I am interested in the socioeconomic politics of the NFL, of the NBA, and the racial dynamics. Those things interest me. Those things are when I'm looking into sports, those things are what I look into. The dynamics of the exploitation of the players on a fiscal level. Those things are what I'm interested in. Am I interested in seeing attractive men run up and down the courts and ain't no fucking gonna happen at the end? No. That I can see for myself, and maybe some fucking happening behind the scenes, but I don't get to see it. I'm not interested. I think sports are the most. I I'm not intellectually bereft enough to think that there's no kind of detail in sports. Like I know that they're how they play. People who are into it are into that part of it. I'm not stupid to think that they don't find the interest. But for me, it is not interesting enough to me. A dude taking a ball, bouncing, 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 throwing it in this ring. This dude taking a ball, bouncing, 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 throwing it in this ring. Now I know it's more detailed than that. I'm not that stupid. But that's what it is to me. I find no interest. It's like these niggas is running up and down this field. I don't care. Um it's too physical based to me. And not saying that there's no intellect in playing football or playing basketball and choices that they make, and expertise. But for me as the watcher, child, no. It is boring. And when I watch a game in person, I've been to basketball and football games in person, which I actually like that better than actually watching it on TV. Um, why I like that better is because I get to see the people. It's the social aspect, the people participating. Is I'm a people watcher. I like to sit back and watch people. And sitting back and watching in the stands and watching how people respond to certain things is more interesting than watching the game for me. So, but anyway, yes. But all right, so let's get into the tea about that's so pretty. So where we at? We are at 22 minutes. So let me write that down because sometimes I be wanting to put a marker on when I start the conversation so people can skip directly to the conversation in the comments. But I like to give people a chance to get in. We got 20 people. We got 20 people in here. So yes, let's get into the discussion. All right. So let's talk about the gist of the first episode. So in the first episode, which is about makeup, the presence of talc in products is discussed, focused on two products. Um, like makeup and Johnson and Johnson, the whole concept of talc, like the talc that is the powder is made up of, and how there is when you are mining talc, there is a unavoidable cross contamination of asbestos, and how it's almost unavoidable to get all of the asbestos, which is known to cause cancer, which is known to cause all of these issues when it's breathed into the lungs and blah, 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 blah. Because it's unavoidable, it has been found anything that uses talc, like makeup and baby powder and anything that uses talc, it has been found in these things. And so um, what it shows in this episode of the documentary is how particularly Johnson and Johnson, but they're not the only ones, eyeshadows, face powders, all this kind of stuff, press powders, exactly, anything that has talc in it, anything, um, and how these corporations, particularly Johnson and Johnson, has skirt-tailed all accountability for what's in their product, and how the tools, how they kind of finagle the tools that they use to find asbestos, how they finagled the government, the FDA, how they did all of these workarounds to be able to have their products still on the shelves, but have no accountability to the asbestos. And also, which we found out later, is that they start a whole new branch of LLC of the company so that when they get sued, they can only sue that little portion that is now bankrupt and they can't sue the bigger company. So all these slick ass ways that they um, went around being able to be held accountable. So actually totally not giving a fuck about the public's and their customers' healthcare, health outcomes, totally not being held responsible and totally throwing our care and our needs and our health out the window when it comes to their bottom line, just to keep baby powder in particular and other things on the shelves. And I was watching it and I was gagged. Like, what really was the gag for me? What really was the gag for me is how this is just coming out now. And I know that based on what they said, it's been an issue, but this public platform that it's on, when I have been hearing about baby powder since I was fucking born. I used to put baby powder on myself. I used to put baby powder on my brothers when we are changing their diapers, me and my mother changing their diapers. And this is in the 80s. My middle brother came out the pussy in 86. And so I know I had baby powder on me. I know my mom is somebody who she passed away, but she before she passed, she had ovarian cancer. And so and she's one of them people that always put baby powder on, even as an older woman. Um, and so these things could lead to that. And the FDA basically has no power. They exist for no reason. Exactly. What is your purpose? And when we talk about like the vaccine, if they have no power and no purpose, what does it matter that the FDA approved it? Do you see what I'm saying? Like when we think about all the things that has FDA approved, who cares if you have no power and you have no um a strict way of judging products based on the care of the fucking consumer. If you're not doing those things and forcing those things, then why the hell? What's the point of you? What value does a FDA approval really have? That's kind of weird to me. Um, so you're thinking all of these things like they're kind of skirt tailing all of these ways to be able to prove if it's asbestos in their thing in their products just so they can fucking still sell it to us when they were literally doing tests themselves and it was finding out that that asbestos was in the product. Like it was so wild to me. Not only is independent people finding it, other people are finding it. And y'all are doing whatever you can just to keep the products on the shelves and while it's harming people. That is so crazy. They changed the recipe in the 90s, I believe. It used to be talcum powder on the bottom of the old ones. The new ones don't say that because it's been omitted. And then, when we get into the conversation, we're gonna get into the other episodes. But when we get into conversation about when it says fragrance, how it could be almost anything, how they how where anything could be in this, like when they say other ingredients, natural ingredients, fragrance, when it could be anything in that fucking in that concoction and they don't have to tell you what that is. They can just call it fragrance. That was so weird to me. Um, if one of the things that this reminds me of is there is a Netflix special called Broken, which has an episode on the cosmetic industry. And these shows are just as shocking. The facts in these 4 episodes, because it's only a the Not So Pretty is a 4 episode um 4 episode season. And it reminds me of Broken, and they're just these facts are just as shocking. Thank you, Miss Polk. I hope you are healing well. I know you just got your gender affirming top surgery, so you're gonna be out here va 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 voom, busty for the summer, tits out, hips and tits ready for the kids this summer on a beach. I hope you get to go to the beach and have them out. Congratulations. I know how major that is for a trans woman, such a milestone. So I'm an old head now. You still young, so enjoy them. I know I did. Have them out. Have them out, baby. But yes, congratulations. So there was an episode on hair. That one really gagged me. It also made me think of how vulnerable we are as a consumer. Because when they got to talking about Diva Curl, anybody, so I went natural, like I cut all my relaxed hair off in 2010. Anybody who has been following me, um, anybody who has been following me know on YouTube, it was a I publicly, show revealed my hair, da 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 da, I did the big chop way, and I was like, okay, it's really I really want to go natural and blah 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 blah. It was a journey for me, and a big part of that journey was YouTube. It was seeing girls actually embrace their natural hair and how they are doing it, learning what products, learning how to do twist outs, learning how to do certain styles, and it was a big deal in the early 2010s, and in the late to wait early 2000 teens. Though, so like around 2008, 2009, 2010, between 2008 and 2012, that period. Taryn 916, African Export, Gimme Two, Who is Sugar, Natural 85, all these amazing black YouTubers. And you had the curly girls, and then you had the 4C girls, you had and everybody in between. So you could find whatever whatever your vibe was, whatever you liked. And there was this product that everybody would talk about. Some people would love it, some people would hate it. Because they weren't kind of centering 4C girls, they were kind of centering more like those mixed girls who had that kind of curly hair, or non-mixed girls who had that kind of curly hair. It worked better for a certain type of look, certain type of curl, and it may have worked well on other types. But when you look at their advertisement and look at the companies who they were catering to, they were catering to those biracial, 3A, 4As, 3Cs, those kind of really loose curl, biracial girls. And so seeing them, and their was a 3C company, right? Very that. They were very for those kind of girls. They were not for, now there are certain products that you could use, but they were not for us kind of 4C kind of girls. And I got all kinds of shit in my head. I ain't got no three nothing. But I got some 4A, I got some 4C, I got some 4B. It's kind of all over. My 4C is like right here. But around my edges, it's like it changes pattern as it goes toward my edges. So around my edges is going to be the 4A, the 4B, and then mostly 4B, and then 4C right in the middle, right here. This was my 4C area. And so I never been no 3 nothing. And so the Diva Curl never worked on me at all. So, it was strange to see how that the typical marketing strategy for a small growing company, hair company, whatever kind of company, during this era of YouTube was to go to these YouTubers who had big followings and send them products, have them review it, and then boom, blah, 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 blah. That was very typical. We saw that. Anybody who has been around the era of this kind of, golden era of YouTube, it was happening with wigs, it was happening with makeup, it was happening with hair products, it was happening with everything. They knew we get this in the hands of a YouTuber that is popular, and if it's a good product, they will review it and it could blow up. It translate into sales. And so seeing that kind of dynamic, that actually marketing strategy happen, and then it happened with a product that was making motherfuckers go bald like Diva Curl. Oh, as popular as Diva Curl was, woo, I was gagged watching that. I was like, do you know how many people was promoting Diva Curl? Do you know how many people were promoting that product? That was crazy. It was so crazy to me. I was like, yo, the fact that we are just now hearing about it right now. All the people over time who have lost their hair, who have, may not, and then they thinking maybe it's not this product because everybody else, everybody else is using it, and maybe it's just me, blah, 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 blah. Child, and we're just not hearing it. And this is 15 years later, and we're just not hearing about it. That I was watching it and it was gagging me because we're so vulnerable as consumers. Something could be fucked up that we're using, and we won't hear about it till the negative parts of it until years later, because decades later, because the company is intentionally covering it up, intentionally doing scams to work around so they don't have to tell you the risk that the product is having. That is wild to me. That is so wild to me, especially, and I know these are two separate issues, but we use the law and bills to solve problems. And so the fact that y'all are so quick to create these laws or bullshit laws around trans people's lives, but y'all act like y'all can't do shit about this type of subject. Like this is like really dangerous and causing people lives, causing people's hair to fall out, get lung cancer. It's causing these really major problems, but it feels like there's tons of bureaucracy that protects the fucking the companies. And y'all are not doing anything about that. Y'all ain't creating bills and legislations around that shit. Like it's taking forever for the Crown Act to pass, and we got to go through jumps, hoops, and shit. Like it feels like y'all focus on the wrong shit. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just really doesn't make sense. You think because it's on the shelf that it's safe, and that's so sad because it should be. You are totally right. It should be safe. And especially with all these things that indicate safety, like it these leaves and little cute little signs that says vegan free or vegan, paraffin free, all these things that kind of indicate to your mind that this is a safe product, this is a green product, this is a product that has been through, not animal tested, not all these indicators that kind of point you in a direction. The color, the craziest one to me is like dairy products. Dairy products will have pictures of green farms and a barn, a red painted barn. It'll have the pasture, the cows on the pasture. This ain't shit to how this look. These cows is in a fucking on a farm in machines and cages, and it's no kind of green. It's just a bunch of dirt. It don't look nothing like these pastures and shit. Get out of here. And so for me, I'm always gagged at like I'm sitting here with these earbuds in my ear, and ain't nothing for me to hear. I'm always gagged at the imaging and how they play us into thinking shit is good or green or safe or good for the environment. When there was a documentary that I saw about fishing, like the company that it's some company, it was on Netflix. It's some company um that like they're like the FDA, which they show you was this fish caught in a way that was economic ecologically ecologically safe and responsible, and they were showing how these people was getting paid off to get this sign, to get this little symbol on the products from them. They're supposed to be the ones who make sure that the products is safe and farmed responsibly or whatever. And these people was paying these people off to get that little symbol on their product. So what's the point? If we as consumers cannot trust you to have the integrity, but isn't that the case with a lot of stuff? Like money can come, they always say money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Uh, and people's love and the need for money, it feels like greed and all that stuff always compromises our health. The sensationalizations, the sensationalized trans topics are the overlay for the underplay. Always facts. That's one reason why Europeans are skinny as hell. They ban a lot of chemicals that are allowed in food here in states. When baby, that part of the fucking the show when they literally said it's 11 items or chemicals that are banned in the United States, and it's like 144 or something. That distinct difference in number, I was like, what? Like another thing, they literally are saying we have grown up on red meat, and red meat, even by the FDA, is considered a carcinogen, something that causes cancer. And we have literally, it is a part of American staple, American class, American everything. Steak, the idea of steak, the idea of eating steak. I watched this show called Ugly Delicious. It's hosted by this Asian guy, and he cool as hell. He cracked me up because he said that his Asian community calls him a banana, which which is kind of like our black version of Oreo. Like you black on the outside, white in the middle. Banana is what they call Asians that be acting white. And so they called him a banana because he is Asian on the out, but yellow on the outside, but white in the middle. Bitch, when I heard him say that, I cackle. I was like, all the cultures got something like that where we recognizing a motherfucker cooning. I live. I cackle. But anyway, the show is called Ugly Delicious, and it gives deep dives into like how colonization has affected food and or patriarchy or colonization, just like the political socio-cultural issues around food. And one of the episodes, they were talking about red meat and steaks. They were talking about steaks and how steaks, literally the consumption of steak, the promotion of steak is a class manly thing. Like steak and potatoes and these type of things are seen as manly. They're seen like American and patriotic, and the imaging around eating a steak is a classing. It seems classy. The type of steak that you eat, how you eat your steak, da 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 da. All these things around steak means that you're more manly, means that you have more money, and this is the imaging around these things. But beef is considered a carcinogen, however you say the word. It is considered that. And so something that is known to cause cancer, red meat, is literally a part of American staple in class and in gender. That's crazy. I don't know about everyone else, but I feel like helpless knowing how deep we are in consumerism. We really have no idea how slowly it kills us. Amen. How they not gonna give us free healthcare while they poisoning us? And come on, you better speak on it. Seem like the food industry works together with insurance company to claim to scam the hell out of us. Absolutely. I am with you there, which is why I really wish which is one of the reasons why I find it really, really important for me to get some land. Really, really important for me to have my own house and land with big yard and da 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 da. That's really, really important to me because I really want to start growing my own food. I really want to start not only growing my own food, just getting as I don't think I can be supernatural like some people. There's some things that I just need. Um, but getting as close to that lifestyle as I can. Um, in Europe, horse meat is more popular. Interesting. Crazy on it. Like they are in one big party dance as we are dying. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, yes. So that's one. Diva Curl. I want to go through my notes. Oh, let's talk about the nails. Oh, let's talk about the nail episode, y'all. The nail episode, there are so many levels of the nail episode, y'all, that is like what? Like, wow. The nail episode, I love that they go get a deep dive in how white women's savior complex led to Asian women getting into the nail industry. That was that the history of that wore me out. Wore me out. Like I knew there was a reason, but because I'm not Asian, I've always asked how, as black people, there is in the woke side of black culture, we always are talking about how other foreign or other communities that are stereotypically foreign but connected to coming over here, they start to have these silos of business and silos of taking care of each other that just doesn't seem to translate in the black culture, and there are some racist issues that revolves around those things. Like I have talked to y'all so many, not I don't know so many times, but I've mentioned this a lot in most of my platforms. How there is a model minority myth. It's a myth, but there it's something that people live by. They're like literally in parts of California that were the hood and ghetto. They literally will push out black people to get Asians to come in. and give them discounts on mortgages and bank loans while not giving bank loans to black people. And then as we push them out, we demonize the black people, and the Asian people are seen as better. Like literally, this is part of the history, particularly in San Francisco, part of the history in many places across the country when it comes to you know, non-white, non-black people. Because of the model minority, anything is better than the motherfucker being black. And so minorities, non-black minorities, will benefit from that and have benefited from that. And then they will create these money pockets of power, particularly here in Houston. The Vietnamese community, they will create this pocket of power that they can that they will push black people out of to become white adjacent. So much so, we talked about this before, so much so that in 2020, Asians out-salaried white men. Asian men out-salaried white people. Africans do this kind of stuff kind of off. They do as well. They do as well. It's something about how they are taught to exploit the American system that we are not taught as Black Americans. It is something, I know that there are barriers, but there's also how we approach finances that is different. And how they exploit it and how they align themselves with whiteness while throwing us out of there. Black and Asians don't get along in Cali. Certain sectors, I would say certain sectors. But yes, the idea of this white woman, whatever that white woman's name was that they named, I forgot her name. That white woman coming in saying, "Oh, we want to save all the Asian women. I want to do something for the Asian women," and pay for them to get nail license, a whole trade. And so it's always been a wonder in my mind, like, how did this, the nail technicianism, that's not a word, but the industry of being a nail tech, how did that become dominated by Asians? How? And this was a powerful illustration on how it became. It was like, oh, this is a quick way for us to make money. And when I moved down to Houston, I started to see how there is this thing happening here in Houston. I remember when I lived up north, on the north side of Houston, you could tell who was the hiring manager at every fast food joint, because if you saw a lot of Spanish speaking Latinas, you knew that whoever was the hiring manager there was a Latina, because they were hiring their own. They weren't hiring any Black people. You'll go to this Burger King, so you know this Burger King got nothing but Latinx people. And then you go to this Burger King who has a Black manager, and it has nothing but either. Now, Black people are more, which is how we should be, but it's kind of to a default of our own, because we are more accepting. We are more, oh yeah, it's gonna be some Black folks to come in, we hiring, but it's also gonna be some Spanish folks, because we understand that some of our consumers are gonna speak Spanish. And so yes, we're gonna add, we're gonna have Jose, we're gonna have we're gonna have everybody. I remember when I worked at Bath and Body Works. Of course, when I started being a store manager, there was more Black people that hired, but I had a slew of other people. I had Asians, Latinx. I made sure that I had somebody of all, because I wanted to connect with as much customers as I wanted to connect to. And so I need people who speak Spanish. I need people who speak Vietnamese. I need people, you get what I'm saying? Because I want to make sales. So if I got everybody in here, then I'm able to make more money. I'm able to connect with more customers instead of just hiring just black people. And here come this Spanish person, Spanish speaking person come in, and I can't even sell to them well because don't nobody speak Spanish. And so when you go to the black store, the black restaurant, you will see multiple different type of people. But you go to that Latinx that there's a hiring manager that's a Latinx, it will be nothing but Latinx people in there. Remember Todd, that Burger King off of Greens Road and Northborough, when we lived on Northborough, it was nothing but Spanish people in there. I had applied to them because I wasn't working. I applied to them because they was hiring. They never hire black folks. Never, ever, ever, ever. And this is a black neighborhood. They never hired black folks at that restaurant, at that Burger King. It was nothing but black folks. Nothing but Spanish folks. Latinx folks, not Spanish. And I don't think we are as tribal as they are, because I don't think we have the power to be that. And I see that a lot in other non-white, non-black communities. They will, like, all these black nail techs, and I don't want to say this is the case everywhere. I'm sure there's exceptions. But it is really rare for me to see a black nail tech in a Asian nail salon. Have you ever seen that? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that may exist somewhere. There may be some exceptions. But for me, I have never seen a black nail tech in in an Asian nail salon. I've seen a Latinx nail tech in an Asian nail salon. That's rare too, but I've seen it. I've never seen a black nail tech. Never, ever, ever. They're mostly doing it from home or traveling to you. Yep. It's either all black or all Asian. Yep. Yep, yep. And usually the one that's all black is owned by a black person. Da, 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 da. It's not an industry like like hair cutting. You know, you would think hair, I understand hair being separate because we have such different hair. So I get that. But nails ain't separate. Nails ain't like hair, where there is different techniques and different tools that you're gonna have to use with hair. Nails are fucking nails on black hands as they are with fucking Asian hands, white hands, da 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 da. So it shouldn't be that separate when it comes to taking care of nails and doing things with nails. It should not be that separate, but for somehow it is. And that's when we get the differences, because there is a socio-economic difference in how banks do loans. And this is me calling black folks out. This is also what I see a lot of, which I think is a testament to them, to non-black minorities. I have been going to this nail salon by me. I've been living where I stay at for like 11 years, in the same apartment for about 11 years. Because I've been going to this place, I have seen it transfer to a lot of different owners. They never, ever, ever, ever not pass this place, this contract on to a non-Asian person. They always transfer it to an Asian person. When whoever this current owner is, it never goes to somebody else. This space never goes to some other type of business. It stays an Asian salon. It's just a new owner. it just it never goes to nowhere else. It goes to their own people. When black people leave a business, the space is empty and somebody else comes in it. It never the contract never goes to another black person just to keep that space in community. I see this at this nail salon all the time because this nail salon has taken on so many different management, but it never has closed down. And I will see them and they say, "Yeah, we moved and did something else." And and when new people come, like new immigrants that they know that's connected, the family has connections to this place, they will get their license and come and work at this place. So it's always new nail techs, not the owner will be the same, but it'll be new nail techs that they bringing in so the girls who need some income can work here. It is a constant flow of income, constant, which to them, I think that it's a testament. I think that's a good thing. I think that setup is beautiful because it looks out for their community and keeps them in ownership of these spaces. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't see that kind of communal camaraderie happening in our own community. I don't see that. I know we have um I know we have the whole, buy black and we say it, but in action, I don't see it in action a lot. I think we are individualistic when we come to business, when it comes to building a community around business. I think we are more into our individual gain instead of communal gain. I hope that makes sense. Bella, I find the ones who are white are the shady ones. Who are white adjacent. Facts. Yeah, I think anybody can be shady. I don't want to generalize um uh, all of anybody because anybody can be shady. There can be good and bad and all. But I'm talking about the socioeconomic dynamics that can lend itself to people being shady without them even trying to. Teach whites from San Jose in Central California now, Chinese food restaurants in small towns, Filipino nurses. We've had programs to bring in waves of immigrants, South Asians, convenience stores. Come on now. You facts. We white folks have actively destroyed insular communal wealth in black communities. Come on now. Yes, 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 yes. They definitely have. I don't see, and I guess somebody earlier said, yeah, we are tribal. I just don't see that playing out to our benefit in the community as it does. It was like during the Black Code times and Jim Crow times when we were forced to be separate. It was forced to build our communities economically because we couldn't spend our money everywhere else. But now I don't see that tribal benefit in our community. And I know it's a bunch of different reasons for that, but I just don't see it. Yeah, I see you see like silos of them working with white people, working, it's just it just this nail thing, and it really pointed that out, but also in the documentary how it made, because this was their hustle, it forced them in a situation where this is my money, this is my livelihood. This is my money, this is my livelihood, this is what I'm doing. And it put them at risk of cancer and all the stuff, the chemicals with the nail stuff and blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, but we know that very, very well as Black people who, have worked in rural areas dealing like coal miners who used to be coal miners, who used to be in the car industry and those kind of fumes and shit that was happening, any kind of chemical in chemical plants and chicken plants and any kind of plant that had some type of um, chemical that was wearing them out. Poor working class people were affected, usually back in black and brown. Um, Poor working class people were definitely more impacted by jobs like that. That's for because this was the opportunity. This was the opportunity that we had in our particular areas. I remember in my when I lived in Mississippi, the only job that was available for black people was working at the fucking chicken plant. That was the job that everybody was trying to get, trying to work at the chicken plant, trying to work at Pico, trying to work at Tyson. I used to work for Tyson Hatchery. I told y'all about that. It was working at the chicken plant. It was that was the aspiration. I need to get on at the chicken plant. I need to get on at this. Sometime it was the lumber mill where they were clearing out places and getting the wood. Um, Something around that nature. You get what I'm saying? And so it wasn't a lot of employment options in those rural areas. And so if there was anything that was going on that was bad for your health, you wouldn't know about it until it was years too late. You've been breathing this stuff in and you've been doing whatever you're doing, and processing plants here in Fresco too. Amazon opened it up. Yeah, like even now, like here in Houston, there's tons of employment opportunities, but you can tell, Amazon, people working for Amazon, people working for UPS, people working for FedEx, working class men, that is a very common job for them. People who don't have degrees, working for Amazon, working for UPS, working for the post. The post office is seen as like, this is a good job. They get benefits, isn't it? Those kind of things. Both my parents died from pulmonary cardiac issues working at plants well into their 60s. Exactly. In Ty, we both from Indianapolis. Working at Allison was like considered a good job. That everybody wanted to get on at Allison. Everybody wanted to get on at Allison. I know in Jackson there's a Nissan plant. Everybody wanted to get on at the Nissan plant. When they brought Nissan to Canton, I think it's Canton. I can't remember wherever the plant is in Houston. Yeah, the post office too. These are these are considered the good jobs. There's working class people. Now, there's other industry that people could get in if they had degrees, but I'm talking about people who don't have degrees. It's usually a specific companies, usually companies who do not give a fuck about them, that are is just about the bottom line. And then in Mississippi, once they started getting more, and this is a weird too. That's where they were working at Allison. Oh, I know, yeah. Because Allison was considered the good job. Um, that's what it was. It was considered the sickening job in Indianapolis. Um, what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. Um, Oh, so Pico, there's a chicken plant called Pico in Houston, not in Houston, in Mississippi. Um, that for a long time it was dominated by white and black, you know, residents, like white, some Latinas, some white, all working class black and white people. It was dominated by them. But once we had this boom in immigrant again, like there was a boom in immigration again, um, they fired all the black people and it became nothing but Latina people. And the black people who lived in these rural areas was complaining about it, and it pitted them against the Latina people. But what they didn't understand is the people who own the chicken plant were the ones benefiting from it anyway. So you are, and you know, they could be, that can steer their vote. The whole little Latinas are immigrants are coming in and taking our jobs. And so now I want to vote Republican to stop immigration. Out of all the bad shit for black people that Republicans do. But because you mad at the immigration, mad at the immigrant taking your little chicken plant job, not saying that you're not justified in being mad, but you want to vote because the immigration laws align with your anger for immigrants. Oh yeah, so the nail one was quite that one really wore me out. Let me see what other one. I feel like Democrats can be problematic too, though. Absolutely, yes. No, this two party system is not it's not good and bad. There are there are lessers of the same evil. They love to say that. That's the truth. But it's not like Democrats. Democrats got companies in their pocket as well that is influencing their vote against us. The skin industry, the skin episode that was talking about you know how these chemicals get into our food and into our skin pollutant. These pollutants get into us based on the fragrance and the plastic. I just it's just crazy. That was wild to me. Um and as I think, and while I was watching, I'm looking around at all the things that have contact with my skin that I use in plastics, that I use with fragrance, that I use. It's so many things. It's so many things. And like Brenda said earlier, this shit make me not want to wash my ass. Not really, but like it's like, where can I find something that, and then if I go to the store and it says it's good, how much can I believe them? That's the wild thing. It's like, okay, so if I pick the product that says none of these things, none, can I trust that this is one of those things? Or this is just packaging to make it look like for lies, um, that's lying to me to make me look like this is good. I'm so like, oh no. It just sucks. It just sucks. Mm-mm-mm. My poison is love. What does that mean? Pick your poison, literally. Absolutely. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really I'm reevaluating my own consumerism. I don't really eat red meat like that. Sometimes I crave a burger, but that comes like every 3 months. But I don't really eat red meat like that. I eat. I'm not a pescatarian, but fish is my go-to. Chicken, of course. I really eat vegetables just as much as I consume meat and stuff. Um, I'm not vegan or anything like that. I don't. I eat dairy, but I don't. Dairy isn't one of those things that I'm just scarfing down all the time. Um, I'll have cheese on a like a chicken sandwich. I'll I really don't eat yogurt. I eat like plant-based yogurt substitutes. I don't, because I put fruit and shit in them. I don't really need like the actual dairy one. I just like the texture of the yogurt flavor with the fruit and da 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 da. I do like that. I rarely eat like I don't really like steak. Steak has never been some like if I'm on a menu and I'm looking at what I'm gonna eat, I rarely pick steak. It's rare. Tuna salad with oranges with flat croutons, some yogurt are good. What I love for breakfast, I love a plant-based yogurt, whether it be soy, coconut, whatever the plant-based yogurt. I love my favorite is um, Kite vanilla, um, Kite heel yogurt. What is it called? I gotta look it up. I think it's Kite heel. Yes, Kite heel plant-based yogurt. I love Kite Hill vanilla. Now the plain one is plain; it's too plain. But the Kite Hill vanilla, I really, really love that. I love. This is my favorite breakfast. That's not. I love me old nasty eggs Benedict. Um, I like some. I definitely love me an egg and a scrambled and a bacon and a French toast. Those, typical kind of breakfast. But if I'm eating something I think is healthy, my favorite thing to do is take like maybe 4 to 5 scoops of that Kite vanilla yogurt, put it in the bottom of the bowl, sprinkle some blueberries in it, cut up one banana on top. Um, um, Cut up one banana, cut up some sliced sliced almonds, really any kind of nut because I've done it with walnuts and pecans, but my preference is sliced almonds. Um, and then drizzle with some organic honey. So yogurt on the bottom, bananas and blueberries on top, with slithers of almonds, and take a little bit of chia seeds on top. Not only is it delicious, it just it keeps me full. It gives me energy. It keeps me full. Um, I don't have to eat until later in the day. Particularly like if I'm intermittent fasting, I can do that. So I start eating at 12 and then in eating at 6 or 8. And so if I eat that like a really hearty bowl, um, granola is good too. But the chia and the almonds just give me that kind of effect. Um, I really can eat that and I won't be hungry until it get to like 5 or 6. And if I can extend it a little bit more, maybe like if I drink some tea until it get to like after 6 and 6, 7, 8, then I'll eat my meal, whatever my meal is going to be. It really helps me satiate my appetite. So it's a really good breakfast if you're looking for something quick. And it's quick and easy. You don't got to cook nothing. You just pour it in the bowl. Yeah. So I love those. Yeah. So yeah, overall, I think this documentary really spills some tea. It really gives a deep dive into history. So if you haven't watched it, I think it's a really, really good watch. Um, nice. Um, and I really like Kiki Palmer. I really like her. Whatever this iteration of her career is, I know she started in the game as an actress, and I know she kind of tried to dabble into music a little bit. And whatever she has done now to where she is, she's still an actress. She's kind of does everything in regard because she can sing and she can act. She got her movie coming out, or is it already out? I don't know. Her movie coming out, directed by Jordan Peele. She got that movie coming out. But whatever this iteration is of her, where she's doing her talk show hosting, she's doing a lot of voiceover work. She's doing. I really like this iteration of her. I really like this idea of keeping a black girl, Kiki Palmer in particular, a brown girl who is actually not being limited to whatever they want to try. I think that that is so amazing, and just her realness and how she, she's sharing her journey about her skin. She's sharing her journey about dealing with these fuck boys in the fucking industry, um, her being just real and down to earth and unapologetically black. You can tell. You can saying you can tell when she's putting on her professional hat, but it never seems inauthentic. You feel what I'm saying? When I see her engaging, it seems like yeah, she's putting on, but not putting on so much that it seems fake. She seems real. You can tell Kiki is going to be here for a long haul. Yeah, I think her career plan and her talent and her skill, she is she has a long career. She's going to be somebody that we love for a long time. And so hearing her voice on the project and even adding, not only were we hearing her voice, she was adding some of her own personal um her own personal brands, little idiosyncratic um moments in the documentary. Because she has this thing where she says, but the gag is," which is really queer culture, but she has popularized it into her own brand. She says that a lot in the documentary. She says that a lot in her documentary, where she's like, "But the gag is," which I thought was so cute. I love Kiki. Her performance skill is slept on. She really is a dope artist, sonically and visually. Yeah, she has a great voice. The gag is right. I live for that, and that's her brand, and she brought it to the documentary, which I thought that was so cute. Mm-mm-mm. But all right, for these we into the last 30-35 minutes, which I want to talk about. What's hot in the streets? What's the topic? What is hot in the streets? You remind me of a girl that I once knew. Mm. Mm. I saw you in the Benzino interview last night. Yes, Brianna Jenkins sent me the link, and I started watching it. I was like, he is really trying it. You are for fucking lying. And then I like how he was trying to spin the conversation that that he was having with Shauna. He was making it seem like the conversation was misinterpreted because they didn't show other parts of it. He was just having the conversation like me talking to you will look bad for me, and they were making it seem like it was a relationship thing. And Candy popped his ass by playing another part of the conversation, and then he gonna say it was doctored, and she was like, "No, this is not doctored. This is real." She had popped with the another video where you can't spin this, my nigga. You can't spin this, and then you want to act like you're gonna be hateful to the LGBT community, which is wild to me that you're gonna be hateful. You got all the heat for us, but you ain't got heat for the niggas who was exposing you, your baby mama who exposed you, 50 Cent who was calling you out about it. You ain't got heat for nobody. You ain't got heat for nobody but the LGBT community. Get out of here. You a hoe. You a down low hoe ass nigga like the rest of you motherfuckers. Scared to live in your truth. And that's what gags me about all of this stuff. That gags me. They try to say that we are the weak ones. And I'm talking about AMAB people. They try to say that we are the weak ones to, can't be men, so we're trying to be women and da 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 da. You punk ass niggas can't even stand in your own truth, in the manhood of saying what you like and standing on your 2 feet and grabbing your nuts and say, "Yep, I sure do. Now what?" That's a man to me. That's what men do to me. They know they like something. They know this is what they shit is. Yep, and my nigga, what? That's a man to me. But you pussy assholes that sit and hide in the closet um and act like bitches and lie and squirm because of to save your reputation to other men. Get out of here. Get out of here, hoe. I'm sorry. You whack. Facts. We are facing our truth head on. And when I say we, I mean queer folks. We are going against the grain and facing it every day, especially queer folks who are visibly queer, openly queer, where queerness is is a part of our one part of our identity. So we are affected by it every day. All the problems and consequences of being out that you're trying to avoid with your lives, we affect it every day. We affect it so much that even you get to be a little bit more free. Y'all can run around in bright colors and skinny jeans and even this little mediocre shift in how y'all dress that's outside of the those 90s baggy pants and wearing everything big and da 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 da. Y'all even y'all can be a little bit more free because we have set the bar so wide for y'all to be a little bit more free. We're dismantling systems that kill you. We are dismantling and expanding the box that you were able to live freely in. Our lives affect you just as much as it affects us. But we are taking the brunt of the work every single day. Masculine women, feminine men, trans people, non binary people. we are expanding we are expanding the perimeters of what gender can look like. So you cis het motherfuckers can be more free and able to wiggle and do what you want to do. Your little, oh, you want to wear pants, you want to pair, you're a woman and you want to wear pants and a suit, da 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 da. Of course you can do that now without question. Because women and queer people have laid the foundation for you to be a little bit more free. And nobody even questioning. Ooh, you want to do something different? You a man and you want to do something that's a little bit more off the beaten path of what men should do as work? Of course you can. Because we have beat the system up. We have bust up. We have it's not totally broken down, but we done put it in shambles enough to where you can be that little shit you trying to do ain't nothing. We over here trying to dismantle the binary. But you get to be free in your expression. Those little nuances that you're able to do. You used to couldn't even wear pink. Now you got Cameron out here. He a rapper with pink on, pink hat, pink fur. Not that was years ago, but you feel what I'm saying? You're able to be free because of the work that we're doing. But you're gonna sit on this lady's show, Candy Burris. He was interviewed by Candy Burris. Sit on this lady's show and talk about how you not gonna be for the community now. Nigga, who the fuck gives a fuck about you? You wasn't for the community before. You wasn't doing nothing to dismantle the system. You actually was being negative. We had Lil Nas X performing at the BET Awards, and your commentary was that you want to protect your children from his performance. They shouldn't have to see him kissing a boy. What? So you actually doing the opposite, while at the same time you in the background trying to suck on tranny cocks, or play with tranny cocks, or play in tranny booty holes. Whatever you was trying to do, something that wasn't cis het. Y'all niggas is so fake. Y'all niggas are so fake. I hate that shit. And and this coming from somebody who has, I done broke barriers. I done been the only trans motherfucker on a campus. I've been the only trans motherfucker at a school. I've been the only queer person at a job. I've been the only motherfucking representation in a scenario. And I'm not the only one. There's tons of us who's been in that situation where we are standing alone in our truth, making it easier for somebody who comes next after us. Almost 25 years. Yeah. Shit, almost 30. Don't he have a daughter that's as masculine as her boyfriend? Probably. And our community has made it more free for her to be that masculine. Seeing these niggas benefit from our movement and not acknowledging it pisses me off. You able to be free and share your emotions, and because we have said it is toxic masculinity for you not to be connected to your emotions. It is toxic for you not to be able to show your vulnerability. It is toxic for you not to be able to still be a man and be and not be gay, and show your feminine side and show your sensitive emotional side without being gay. It is us who has sold that narrative for you to be free. So you can be on these male-centered barbershop shows and cry and show your emotion. And the men have enough tools to sit there and let you cry and be their support for you. Decades ago, the men would say, Man up, nigga. Don't be sitting here crying. But we've given them the tools. They have gotten the tools off our back. Are being LGBT women. Self-care is something that we have pushed for y'all to benefit from, for you to be more free. While at the same time that we've been harmed by you. Understand that. The tools that we've had to build up and sharpen to not be harmed by your toxic ass. You are now able to use those tools to your benefit. Men, cishet men. We see it and don't think we don't see it. I see it. I see these shows that are nothing but male centered. And they are using the tools that we have taught them. And it's not saying that that's wrong. We want you to be more free, but I want you to acknowledge it, and do the work to dismantle. Continue to dismantle these toxic environments, these toxic systems, these toxic cultural norms that don't allow us to be free from, these rules around manhood, womanhood, masculinity, femininity, how we're supposed to dress, how we're supposed to act, jobs we're supposed to have, how we're supposed to love our children, how we're supposed to show up for our children. We can't even, if you look at videos of men being affectionate to their sons or their daughters, we can't even, if you go in the comments, them motherfuckers like, you ain't supposed to be doing that to your son. Just from him kissing his son, showing affection. We have made more room for you to be able to be different. Is there still ways to go? Absolutely. Fuck yes. It is still ways to go. But we've given you more room. He claimed from an interview Shauna was the first LGBT person he came in contact with, even questioned should he do business with her because where he would come from, they didn't do that. And that is a fucking lie. We talked about it on one of the episodes before. That is a lie. There is no way you can tell me that there is no queer people in the industry that you've been in since the 90s. Queer people dominated fashion. Dominated it. When behind the scenes fashion of hip hop, sweetie, queer people dominated behind the scenes fashion. In major fashion houses led by queer people. And so that's when you got into your industry. Let's go further back. I said many times, I grew up in Dorchester. I moved there when I was 10. Moved there when I was 10. There was queer people all around. You said you grew up in Dorchester, Roxbury. There were queer. That's where we was living. Dorchester, Roxbury, Brockton, all those places had queer people. I saw them. You didn't see them? I saw them. They existed in the hoods. We didn't. My mama didn't have no money. She was dope fiend. I was in all the hoods. Everybody was talking about Althea Garrison in '92. Getting exposed as a trans woman, Althea Garrison being the first trans woman who was in political office, period. And then Boston Globe exposed her as a trans woman. That was in '92. Where were you? You were 50. You're 50 something now. Let me see how old Benzino is. How old is Benzino? He was born in '65. First of all, you too old, nigga, for this foolishness. He's a year younger than my mom. So all right. So this is what I mean. So Althea Garrison was exposed in 1992. He was 27. So you wasn't some young kid. So at 27 in 1992, you was 27 years old, and you want me to believe that wasn't no queer people in Boston. The whole the whole Catholic Church was fucking wearing people out because of AIDS, and it was all over the news, and you didn't hear anything about that. Get out of here. Get out of here. How you supposed to be in the same movie with Shauna, but you never met her in person ever? Girl, that was not the tea. That wasn't no just be in the movies type shit. That motherfucker was trying to have Shauna. They were in a talks, and Shauna was trying to push him to be open, and that's what he was giving her. He was gaslighting her. And his baby mama found the conversation and exposed it. And I'm pretty sure it was like, shit, it's out now, nigga. What we doing? Super straights were scared to wipe their ass. I hope at least they've been delivered from that. Should they still scared to wipe their ass? Um, in high school, I would get bullied for wearing closed fitted pants. One day, a straight asked me how I got my pants like that and began wearing it. Then it became a trend in high school. Everyone was going to be to the gay tailor. We have given them room to be more free. We literally have given them room to be more free. Queer people and the push for cultural change. I'm sorry we're going to be honest. It is the queer people who got y'all women, white women, out the kitchens, out of leaving the beaver. Us breaking those barriers and pushing the culture in a different direction. We were already taking the punches in the fights and dealing with the masquerade laws. Men and women having to wear, we couldn't wear what we wanted to wear. We were getting imprisoned and locked up for these kind of laws. We were already doing that. We were already fighting the fight. But because we didn't have the power yet, we had to convince y'all. Y'all had to come on. The cishet people had to come on and say, you know what, this isn't right. I want to be able to wear pants and not my A-line 1950, 60 skirts. I want to be able to work jobs that are not just secretarial work or just stay home and take care of the kids. I want to do more than that. I want to be a career girl. I want to work. I want to be the boss and not just the secretary. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it frustrates me. It frustrates me not them. It frustrates me cisgender people not seeing them benefit from our pushing the envelope. I just don't. I don't see them acknowledging that. Black culture needs to be rebuilt. Hmm. Mm, I don't know. I think there's some great things in Black culture. I don't think we need to throw the what's the word? We can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are some things that needs to be thrown away, but it's also some beautiful things in Black culture that that exist and that needs to continue to exist. That needs to be more expanded. There are some beautiful things in Black culture. So I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't say rebuilt. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I would say, but yes, there are some things that need to be stopped and thrown away. I have 2 cousins who always tell me they have my back, but they never really do. All I do is on my own, like many queer folks. Yeah. What else hot? What else been hot? What y'all think about Zaya? We're talking about that on the show on Sunday. Zaya Wade and her little trans boyfriend. What y'all think about that? And if you watch and I see 38 people, but only 60, I mean, not 60, 26 likes. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Baby Raven over there asleep and he is dreaming. And whoever he dreaming about, he is going off. I don't know. I don't know if y'all can pick it up, but he's sleep, but he's like sleep barking. It's almost coming out, but not coming out. But you can tell he's dreaming, but he is barking and wearing it out. Who is Tokyo Tony? That is China's mom. What about Black China? They got her with the tax questions. I haven't really been following it, but I want you to know that whenever it is the Kardashians versus Black China, I'm rooting for Black China. Not any other time, but when it's Kardashians versus Black China, I'm on the side of Black China. I want them to wear her out because what people don't understand is the history of this family and China. Y'all know that Kylie's fast tail started dating Tigger, even though China was friends with Kim K and being friends with them, she started messing around with Tyga. Remember, before she got with Travis Scott, she was fucking with Tyga, and there was this whole thing about him being grown and her being a teenager. Da 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 da. And y'all know that Tyga is China's baby daddy. So, oh, you want to mess with my baby daddy? Let me show you how I can play this game. And she slid into the family and got knocked up by Rob, which I thought was genius. I thought it was genius. I thought, oh, you want to fuck my nigga, my baby daddy? And then Tyga had a scandal with Nikita Dragon. Oh, I don't know about all that. I know that Tyga's pictures got released by a trans woman, not Nikita, by a trans woman, but it felt like a setup because if the pictures looked like some OnlyFans shit, that I think that part was I think that part was a setup by China, actually. I think China set that up. I think China was trying to. I think China, out of response, I think China was trying to try to get the consequences that Chingy got, but we had pushed the culture forward. Clock that T, clock this T. We have pushed the culture so forward that actually being exposed that you with a trans woman is actually not going to end your career in the way that it did Chingy. By Sydney Starr coming out and lying and us seeing the negative effects of this, I don't think it could ever affect a person's career in the way that it did back then. We have pushed the culture forward enough for them to be free a little bit more. Not only have we had a Malik Yoba, we've had a Dwight Howard, we've had so many people, Young Buck, we've had so many people being exposed with being with trans women and da 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 da. I'm not saying that nobody cares about it, but motherfuckers is not caring about it enough to end your career nowadays. So, Black China, I felt like her getting pregnant by Rob Kardashian, chef kiss. Chef motherfucking kiss. It got her a show, and while the show got canceled, because they were like, "Oh, this ghetto ass bitch, no." um, you know, I hope that she gets whatever money that is deserving for her. Whatever the money that she gets, I hope that she gets it because it feels like whenever it's a black girl against the Kardashians, everybody want to turn on the black girl. Oh, Jordan Woods. If it wasn't for the Smiths actually doing the red table talk with her, I felt like they would have dragged Jordan Woods down. But because the Smith said, "Oh no, 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 we got a platform to tell her side of the story," and put her side of the story, it positioned her to be defended by the rest of us. But if she, but if it feels like anytime that they are up against black girls, the community goes against the black girl, and I don't like that. They said she testified she hasn't paid taxes in 3 years. Even if she wins, the IRS is about to tap her on the shoulder. And that's fine. I'm not tripping about paying no motherfucking taxes because it's tons of people who don't pay no taxes. Look at Donald Trump. If you have the fucking people, what I do know is that the banks, whatever bank she uses, they have to report the income that she's getting in. Like if it's over $10,000, any bank account that's over $10,000, they report it to the IRS, so they know she got coins if she's making coins. Um, but either way, she's gonna get the clout. Does she need that clout though? Like, how is this getting her clout? She's already been associated with the Kardashian clan. She's already been associated with Rob. She's already been associated with reality TV. She's already been associated with these things. So what kind of, and it's actually it's either anybody who likes Black China, this is not going to make her look worse. Anybody who doesn't like Black China, this is not going to make them like her. Like, it's nothing that she's gaining. There's some publicity, but this is the kind of publicity that doesn't turn into shit. So this kind of clout she already got. Like, I don't understand what's the gain in this. The gain is if she wins. If she loses, she's in the same spot, which is why I think it was important for her to try to do it. If she wins, she gains the money. You see what I'm saying? If she loses, it's nothing. It's nothing that she loses, because she doesn't have the kind of personality that is wholesome, and she doesn't have the good girl image. She doesn't have that. She is, the image of her is the ghetto ex-stripper, sexualized, non-respectable girl. So there's nothing about her personality, that about her image, that is going to be affected by this. She's already seen as the money hungry, fame, clout chasing person. Period. How does she describe him, Brandon? That's who I wanted to hear from. That would be funny to me. I want to hear. She's hilarious to me. But even if it is, she is a clout chaser. By trade, she's doing her job. It just so happens to be personal. Then there's that too. Like, there are certain girls, like, who are only famous for this. Like, there's a sector of celebrity that are only famous for doing this. When we think about Drea Michelle, what does Drea Michelle do? When we think about Amber Rose, what does Amber Rose do? Black China, what do they do? What now in my mind, what they do is they Delicious. There are people who their business, this is what they do. Their business is taking their popularity and turning it into money-making ventures. If I come to your club, you pay me this amount of money. I come to your club because I'm popular. I'm a popular, beautiful girl. I wear your clothes. I promote your stuff. They are, they are monetizing their presence on the internet, monetizing their influence, monetizing their platforms. Same thing that Kardashians did, just on a whole other level. Because they are white. You're not going to see that prosperity in a Black girl, because there's too many things against her. Their own community is against them. So it's going to be very, very hard for them to get to the level of the Kardashians, some white bitches that, have access to Hollywood connections. But they're doing the exact same thing, monetizing their popularity. Influence chaos is our community with no talent. See, I don't think that is no talent. I think that being beautiful, I don't care what nobody say. Keeping up with the Joneses of beauty, keeping up with your look, your fashion, that is a talent. That is a job, that is a talent. Amber Rose in particularly, we would not be paying attention to Amber Rose if she wasn't sickening. If she didn't have the look that she had and know how to keep it up and present it in that way, we wouldn't be even paying attention to her. There are tons of celebrity girlfriends that we don't even fucking know. There is beauty is their social capital that comes with beauty, and their social capital in performing beauty at hyper femininity in a certain level. Now we can talk about the problematic nature of that's rooted in racism, colorism, but it is social capital. that comes with that is just not a sustainable asset. Absolutely, because beauty fades. Yes, as long as you can hold on to it, you're going to be able to make money from it. We just talked about Shirley Ralph looking sickening at 65. There's certain levels of beauty that comes. Her look is what made her famous. Yes, and there is a talent in curating a look that is unique, curating because Amber Rose had this look before she was Amber Rose. You get what I'm saying? This is she. Anybody who has been sex workers, and Amber Rose was a sex worker in the strip club. Da 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 da. Anybody who has been a sex worker, we know that there's a talent to have a look. There's a talent to have a look that makes you look advertisable all the time. And that's something she learned before she was famous. She knows how to give you a look, an expensive whole look. And that's okay for you to do. You can seek substance in all things, but that doesn't that's not the that doesn't stop what's happening in the world. I like substantial, deep, substantive things as well, but I also can see the substantial, deep that is somebody like her. That is somebody like Drea Michelle. That is some in the skill it takes to be that girl. Do you know the power and skill and the level of care that you have to be Melania Trump? I know we look at her as some dumb foreign thing, but you have to be a certain type of woman to be the type of person to be in that position. Do you know how many people she beat out to get married to this man? Not saying that Trump is a catch, but to catch this sugar daddy type thing. There is a certain skill, a certain type of woman that it takes to snag somebody on this level of business because they want somebody at peak hyper femininity because like a Ferrari, like a Range, like a G wagon, like whatever high end car, a Bentley, women are like that to them. So you have to have your eating together, you have to have your workouts together. Exactly what um Jasmine Sullivan wrote about in Mascara, that song. While you cooking dinner for your broke nigga, I be in the gym working on my figure. There is a dedication to keep your body up, to keep your hair up, to keep your nails up, to keep your stomach flat, to get the money to pay for the stomach to get sucked out after you have babies, to pay for the BBLs. There, as a trans woman who my physical transformation was rooted in my gender identity. I know the money and the cost of keeping myself looking decent when I'm trying, especially as somebody who's been a sex worker. That takes work and talent and skill. And so it may be surface level and unimportant and insignificant to you, but to other people where that is a socioeconomic, is connected to our socioeconomic status, it's important and it's deep. And it's not just surface level. It may be to you. You may be somebody who don't care about that stuff. You may be usually people who don't care about that stuff usually is running around looking homely and they don't care about their looks. They they run around looking raggedy and they don't care. They want to read books and be nerdy and be self-righteous and make it seem like that stuff doesn't care. I remember that scene with Devil Wears Prada, where Andy was coming in with her little bumpy sweater, and she was looking at all the people who care about this fashion stuff, and and she thought that she had made this this decision to wear this jacket. Oh, nobody cares about this fashion stuff, and da 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 da, because didn't see the importance of fashion. And the Miranda Priestley character said, "Girl, oh, you think you're not involved in this?" And read the history of the cerulean. Read the history of cerulean. This is what I'm talking about. You think you're not a part of it, and I know, you think you're not, but everybody. It's like somebody said, I don't care about what people think about me. You do care about what people think about you because it affects your life. What people think about you affects your life. So, yes, you may care more about more substantive, deep, cerebral things, but those things that you think are not deep are also deep. That, first of all, uh, um, um, Nigel in that story proves that. It is deep to some people because it's important in their lives. It was a beacon of light to get them to a next level, to not be some young queer boy stuck in the middle of nowhere. I had to come to New York, and this was my beacon of light. Do you see what I'm saying? So it may not be significant and deep to you, but it can be significant and life changing to somebody, particularly women, that my only way out of my social economic status is to invest in this what Brendan called it, unsustainable asset. This was my only way to get out of this circumstance. And so it may not be deep to you, but it is deep. That's my point. It may not be deep to you, but that's because you probably are in a position of privilege where you don't have to care about it. And usually when I see people who don't care about those things, they have money, they have security, they have things to where they don't have to care about those things. She said your sweater was chosen. But yes, but the nature of what you're saying is automatically looking down on the people who you don't think are of substance. You just said that. You says, because I'm not swayed by the surface level people. That is you positioning them as you better and them as surface level people. I know you may not have that intention, but that is a judgment that you're having on those type of people who you think are superficial, who don't have substance. You're looking down on them. Because you don't understand it because you're not into it. Do you see what I'm saying? That stuff to you, because we're talking about a Black China Amber, somebody who is into this thing that you're not into, that you deem to be unsubstantial. That is what you're saying. And I know it may not be your intention, but that is what you're saying. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm from New Orleans, and I didn't grow up with money. You don't have to grow up with money, but for whatever reason, you are in a position where you don't have to care about beauty and these things. You're saying it. Look, reread what you're saying. You're in a position where these things that I'm talking about, this beauty social capital that these girls like Amber Rose, China, Drea Michelle have invested in. This, what did Brandon call it? Brandon called it again the unsustainable asset, which I think is perfect because you can't sustain beauty because you age and stuff happens and it goes down. But they have invested in this asset and you don't care about it. But not caring about it is from a place of privilege. We're not talking about money. We're talking about you being in a position that you don't have to care about it. If you don't have to care about beauty and how you look and how you present to the world, congratulations. You are in a place of privilege. We're not talking about money. We're talking about you being able to disinvest from that system. You being able to divest from caring about how you look, caring about people's opinion, caring about beauty, caring about those insubstantial things. What did you call it? Those surface level people who hold positions of power, for you not to have to care about them when they are directly connected to how you come up in the world, how you get paid, how much salary you have, what opportunities you have. Like literally, those people are in the positions of power to change your life. And if you don't have to care about them, that is a privilege. If you don't have to care about them on any level, that is a privilege. Because most of us have to care about, not to the point where we need to sacrifice our integrity, but we have to care. I have to care about what my boss thinks. I have to care about I have to care about I live a very spiritual life. I find beauty important, but I don't follow the trends of entertainment like most do. Okay. And that's okay. But not but that's all right. There is a certain level of, for you to be in a position where you don't care about anything, um don't care about people in power, those subconsequential people in power, um, which could be anybody. You may not care about Amber Rose, but there's somebody that affects your life that you need to care about when it comes to those people in power. Is somebody, whether it be politicians, whether it be, I don't know, somebody that you should care about that you clearly are not. There's somebody that you care about that you should, because they affect your life. Who are in power are making decisions about your life. They have the money to shift the tides. And you may be in a position where you are not affected by certain things. But I bet if we looked at your life a little deeper, that somewhere in your circumstances, your life is being affected by somebody in power that you need to care about. That you may be thinking, oh, I don't care about these things, but you should. But yeah, so these these girls, I think that we are in these these girls, I think, and there's this is another thing too. We because of how we look at women and the expectations of women, is usually the girls like this who get the bad rap. But we don't really talk about the dudes like this. I recently saw that dude, whoever the dude that was dating Little Kim, that recently he's like he's trying to be a rapper or something. Um, we don't really talk about the money hungry, clout chasing dudes. We say it to them like they are grinding. We give the dudes who are chasing and getting famous off of women, we say they are, they're grinding, they're on the come up, they're seeking opportunities. We demonize women who do it, but men, we don't. We look at it almost like it feels like when we see dudes, particularly cishet dudes, when we see dudes do it, we don't really talk about it. Y'all be getting offended. Sometimes when people are sharing with you, everybody has blind spots, yo. Look, everybody has blind spots, especially when it comes to some of the judgments they have about people in the world. And sometimes it's very, very uncomfortable for people to accept some of their judgments and some of their mindsets around those judgments. And they want to say, oh, and a lot of people will say, oh, I let people do what they want to do. I I don't judge people, da da da, but you actually are judging people all the time. Diamond, have you been? Oh, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? He's an eligible bachelor. He's playing the field. Yeah, all of that kind of stuff. Um, there's a lot of times that people are invested in respectability politics. They are invested in patriarchy. They're invested in racism in a way, especially people who are invested in those things subtly. Now, we're not talking about clan members and people who are the far, far deep into the hate and discrimination. But when we think about what did I talk about? Have you? What was that nose thing? Was that a drug reference? I don't do drugs. What are you talking about? Is that what he was talking about? What? I have said many times that I think on a previous show I talked about there was something in my DNA that the lights when they're bright it makes my nose itch. So I'm gonna constantly do this, but I don't do drugs. That's not. I drink, but I don't do no cocaine or nothing that goes in my fucking nose because your allergies and touching your nose. Oh yeah, my nose be itching because of these lights. Um, Madison gets that question all the time. Yeah, that's weird to me. Well, yeah, I don't know what no other girls do, but I don't do no drugs. And if I did, I would tell you. I think the only thing that is, I guess, is considered a drug that I have done in the past 6 months is an edible. I don't mind a little weed brownie or a little weed piece of candy, but cocaine, sweetie, no. My mother died. I have lived for 30 years. My mother died of a fentanyl overdose because she was a dope fiend for 30 years. I have a very, very horrible mindset around drugs. So I would never be into any kind of drugs because that's not my tea. So if my nose, you see me touching my nose, it's because it itches, not because of no fucking cocaine. Definitely not. Never. Hell no. Transgender women focus on men too much instead of trans sisterhood. Mm, I don't know. I don't know what trans women you deal with. I think that is a silly generalization. Um, Humans focus on romantic relationships a little bit more than I think they need to, instead of the humanity and community that they should. Um, but trans women focusing on men, I don't see that. And I may be in a bubble, but if you look at conversations that I've had in the past 15 years, I've had way more conversations about trans women's sisterhood than conversations about men. There are some romantic relationships that I have explored, but my content has been based in community and the plight of trans people. And yeah, so I'm a perfect example that that's not true. I think newly transitioned trans women do a little bit, but when you've been transitioned for a while, it's less important. I think that I don't think that is a trans thing. I think that relationships with um, relationships are important in your early years of life. In your teen years, romantic and love relationships are important. Your teen years, your 20s, because you are working towards being a family person. You are working towards being a family person. And so, um, that's the goal for you to get a degree, have a family, have kids, have a relationship. That is really important in your teens and 20s. And that's for a black girl, that's usually when we are transitioning in our teens and our 20s. And so, and now, because of the culture shifting, um, we're going to see more of that. So I don't think that that is about being trans. I don't think that's a gender thing. I hear men talking about getting bitches and fucking bitches. That's relationship too. Girls are usually talking about boyfriends, but men are always talking about fucking women and having sex with women and getting bitches. Young men as well. I don't think that that's a gender thing. I think that sex and romance are quite important when you are young, when you are a teenager, when you are in your 20s. I think that's overall across culture. I don't think that that is specific to any gender. I don't think that that is specific, definitely not specific towards trans people. Um, yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about. I just really don't. That is everybody. Everybody is more concerned about, and I don't want to say ever. I don't speak in absolute, so I'm saying everybody is in mostly. Um, it's just in your teens and 20s, people are focused on relationships. People are focusing on sex. People are focusing on, finding the one. So they're gonna talk about those issues. I don't think that's exclusive to trans people at all. Not at all. But I don't think I'm the only one. I don't. I don't see man worshiping in the trans community like that. And I follow a lot of trans content creators, and I don't see man worshiping. You'll see some. I see some girls who I think that transition because they want to get a certain type of man. I do see that, but even them, you know, but it's not. I don't see that enough for it to be a generalization of us. I don't see it enough. I just don't. And I watch tons of content creators. hmm I mean, yeah, I remember in high school, yeah, everybody, cisgender, male or female, we're talking about, we're not, if you're not talking about classroom stuff, what are you talking about? You talk about the social stuff. And the social stuff is who you like, who you got a crush on, who you want to go out on a date with. What else is there to talk about outside of school stuff for a teenager? I think it's pretty normal for you to talk about fashion and fashion, music, and who you date. That is pretty normal. Yeah, that's pretty normal. And in college, when we were in college, we talked about niggas you was fucking with, fashion, music, all the social shit, art, films, art, fashion, and music, sex, art, and music, and fashion. I consider like fashion art. That's all we talked about. And then as adults, what are we talking about? Music, art, fashion, and social shit, gender. It doesn't really change. That's kind of a human thing. Sprinkle some religion in there every once in a while. It's kind of a human thing. Sex, art, music, and religion. Sex, art, music, and religion. Yeah. I mean, what else is there to talk about? That's life. Hmm. But yes, I hope that China wins. I hope that you check out the documentary, Not So Pretty. Um, yeah, so I will. This so next week, y'all know I'll be in Paris, and so if the internet is sickening, I will go live on Friday. But if the internet is late, I will not. Um, Maybe it's the younger generation. Of course, for the exact reasons that I said. When you're younger, that is what's important. Relationships, love, sex, music, art. It's just more. Yes, diamond in Paris, darling. Yes. I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna be tipping around, doing what I need to do, having fun, making TikToks. TikToks at the Eiffel Tower. Yes, I'm gonna be there. You'll be there during the election. Oh, it's an election going on? Who do I need to promote? It's supposed to be a make or break moment of democracy. Ooh, send me links. I want to know the tea. I don't know. What's the tea? Second time around in Paris? No, I've never been. This is will be my first time in Paris. This will be my first time in Europe, period. I haven't been overseas ever in my life. I've been in the Americas, like I've gone to Brazil, I've gone to Guadalajara, I've gone to different parts of Mexico, Cancun, TJ, shit like that. I've gone to Toronto. I've gone to which one is Montreal is over here. So no, I haven't gone to Montreal. I've been to Vancouver. Yes, yeah, in Canada. Um, every major city and some small ones in the United States. Paris. If she wins, France will leave the European Union. Marine Le Pen, who is her component, her liberal is it liberal there? It sounds like Marine Le Pen sounds like, conservative, pro Putin puppet. Mm. Emmanuel Macron. 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 Yeah, I don't know that to be. Emmanuel Macron is her opponent. Yes, come on. Well, how y'all know all this stuff about Paris? Y'all be following global. It's hard for me to follow European stuff. I be following the African stuff, but I don't be following the European. He should win. Oh, good. I gotta do research and see what's going on. I didn't know when is the election? What day? France is shifting to the right because of immigration, which is always ironic because these European motherfuckers have immigrated and colonized all parts of the globe, affecting their economic status. That is so crazy to me. Now, y'all, now immigration got y'all. Oh my God, we gotta shut everything down. Sunday. Wait, this Sunday, like Sunday coming up? I don't get there. I don't get there until this Sunday about to come, like in 2 days, or the Sunday after that. Oh yeah, I'll still be in America this Sunday. I don't leave until the 26th, which is Tuesday. Mm. Yeah, I don't leave until Tuesday. So I'll still be in the Americas. So they should know the election. I, whoever won, when we get there, we should know what's up. I wonder what McDonald's in France is like. I don't want to eat nothing that is American. I want to eat, you know, I was thinking ethnic, but well, I don't know. I don't know what. I don't have high hopes for um food in Europe. But I'm gonna explore and try things, and yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm staying like 2 blocks from the Eiffel Tower. Not 2 blocks. I don't know where it is. Is there an area in Paris um that called Greenville? Let me see. What's the area? Not Greenville. It's called Grinnell. Grenelle. Grinnell. The Grinnell area. It's not far from the Eiffel that I can tell because the pictures from the location you can see the Eiffel, but the Grinnell area, whatever that area is. Hmm. Escargot. I was about to say Greenville sounds like American South. Yeah, maybe not Greenville. Grinnell. Um, it's an area. Looking at the pictures, looks pretty. I don't know. I just know I'm gonna be exploring and taking pictures and doing all that kind of shit. I'm excited. I am so excited. Authentic food cuisine is an acquired taste. Angie found some sickening places there, though. Are you gonna see her when you go? No, we're not really that close, and I feel like she got some anti-blackness in her. I feel like she has. I don't know. She seems weird to me. I hit her up just since I know she was there. I hit her up, but our conversation went in a weird ass direction that was anti-trans. That was very, oh, I don't fuck with the girls like that, and it was kind of weird. And it's kind of like when I hear people say, "Oh, I don't fuck with women." Like when I hear women say, "I don't fuck with women. I prefer the company of men." I mm-mm. Or somebody saying, I don't, somebody black saying, "I don't really fuck with our people like that." Red flag, full stop. And so she's made some type of statement that was like, I don't really mess with the girls. Because when I hit her up, that's what I was asking her because I know she's in Paris, but apparently she's not in Paris. She is in somewhere further south, not by not by Nice. I think it's not far from Nice. But anyway, she when I asked her, "Hey, where do black trans girls hang out?" Her response was, "Oh, I don't. When you find out, let me know, cause I don't really fuck with the girls like that." And I was like, "Oh, so you done came to a whole new country and you ain't tried to find your tribe?" Yeah, baby, no, thank you. Her faves are always the gays. Yeah, so any girl that cannot find her tribe within the girls and you only fuck with gay men, that is a red flag to me because gay men are not that fucking cool with trans women for you to not be for you not to find at least one girl to be cool with. Sorry, but we're going to Nice too. We're going to Paris first, and then we're going to London, and then we're going to Nice. So I'll be there for a good little, almost a month, a little bit shy of a month. And we got this travel agency that's trying to sponsor us to go to Morocco at the end of the trip. But I'm like, child, I gotta come back. I gotta work. This is already an extended stay situation. And so I gotta be back here by the end of May, because by the end of May is when, you know, the June Pride month shit start to happen. So that's my money time. So child, I need to be back. I want to go to Morocco, but we need to push that back somewhere else. Morocco is anti-LGBT. It may be anti-LGBT, but it ain't anti-business and American. But we had the option of Morocco or Egypt, and Egypt they extra too. And what place don't have anti-LGBT elements? Mm, that's like saying, you know, yeah, they traffic in Europe. Yeah, when they offered us Egypt and Morocco, we was like, Egypt. Even though I know some trans people that went to Egypt and were fine. Z went to Egypt. He had some extra shit happen to him, but I have, I know friends that have went to Egypt that nothing happened at all. Um, Usually people that look white or look like them that have a problem. Usually folks that look black, it really don't be having no issue. I don't know, but I didn't want to go to Egypt. I have no interest in going to Egypt. I don't really remember. We covered it in an episode, but it's been years ago, so I don't know the exact issues. But they had an issue because his gender marker wasn't changed on his stuff, and he looked like a boy, but it said that he was a female on his ID. So it was they detained him and everything. Yeah, he talked about it, but I can't remember exactly where, what episode. But it's in some of the old episodes. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So, but we already said no. We said no because we have to come back. So when they offered us Egypt or Morocco, but we said no because we would love to do it um later on, and they were like, okay, well let's try to make that happen. But usually when you say no to stuff, they be trying to get them to reschedule and redo an offer. They be moving on to something else. So it's kind of hard to say no, but I had to say no because this is where my money is. Middle East is doable if you're passable. I make sure to keep my voice up a few octaves. um, yeah, I don't know. What's crazy is that trans girls from the Middle East that I've met, they actually say that it's better for them than being gay because there's something in the Quran that says that if you get a sex change and live life, it's a hadith, um, and live life as the woman, it's okay for you to do. Because there was some situation where a trans woman was in the Quran. There was a situation where a trans woman was brought to Muhammad in a situation where he was deciding whether or not she was gonna live or die or whatever. And Muhammad was like, nah, she can live. As long as she living life like a virtuous woman, she's okay. And so based on that hadith, um, the laws changed. I don't know which country. I think it's Iraq. Laws change around. Long as you have a sex change, you can freely be a trans woman. It's the pre-op and gay men that have a problem. But anyway, mm, 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 mm. But all right, y'all. Make sure y'all thumbs up if you haven't already. But yes, I will be. I will try to be back on Friday if we have good internet. It is a real city, so I'm not. I'm expecting the internet to be fine. Um, um, yeah, Iran is trans okay too. At one point, it was pretty liberal before the revolution in the late 70s. Hmm. Um, yeah, so hopefully I'll be ready. I've ordered some plugs, and hopefully everything will be fine. And so I'll be back Friday. But I already have some episodes already scheduled to be put out. They are edited and already uploaded. I just have them scheduled to be put out. So y'all will see them starting on the 5th. Marsha's Plate records on Sunday, and I'll just edit it that night and put that out for Thursday. And then the next episodes are already edited and scheduled until I come back. Everything is already pre-planned, so y'all be able to watch them and enjoy them. They're already ready to go. Mm, yeah, I really have no interest in being in Egypt, so I don't know what's going on. I'm not. I have no interest. So you ain't got to worry about me being in Egypt. Yeah. And after this, you really, to be honest, you really ain't got to worry about me being in Europe because this is hitting my my dream places already. Other than like the Maldives, maybe Capri, maybe I don't, maybe Greece. More Eastern Europe. I don't know. I would love to see the pyramids. Yeah, I don't really have no interest in seeing the pyramids. Um, but yeah, Nice has always been my dream place to visit. Like as far as Europe, ever since I was in fifth grade, it's always been my dream place to visit. I've always wanted to hit up Paris. I always wanted to hit up London. Oh, Amsterdam. That's the only place I ain't. Iceland and Amsterdam are the only place I want to hit up that I haven't. So my next trip to Europe probably will be a while from now, but that's where I'm gonna probably go. Amsterdam, and you're about to get a taste of Greece and Nice. Yeah, but Amsterdam and Iceland, I do want to visit those places. But they're not like high on my list. Um, I places that I would love to go that are my dream locations: Tokyo, New Zealand, um, Cape Town, South Africa, Johannesburg, maybe. Um, those South Africa area. Um, Definitely Tokyo and New Zealand. Those are my dream locations. I want to go to New Zealand because it is just so pretty to me. And New Zealand and Tokyo, just because Tokyo, the architecture and it just seems fire. So Tokyo, London was fun for me, but the food was like I have no expectations on the food being good in Europe. So hopefully I'll find something that I like. Mm-mm, hopefully, but what else? Yeah, Tokyo, Europe. I don't really have anything South America that I haven't hit already. Um, Unless it's like the Amazon, but then who the fuck goes there? The Amazon. Go to Ethiopia too. No, I don't really. If somebody else pays for the trip, I would go. But me spending my money to go to Ethiopia, I don't see it. I don't see it happen. But my money is gonna go to Tokyo, New Zealand, South Africa. Those are my three left on my dream top list to go. My top now that I've gotten this European part, London, Paris, Nice out, Tokyo and New Zealand and South Africa. I will hit them before I'm 50. Watch and see. I'm not vacationing in any struggle countries. I know that's right. Ghana and Ireland. Yeah, no. Nope, 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 nope. If I go, I want to see Iceland more than I want to see Ireland. They have baked beans with the breakfast dishes. You could tell they didn't know what to do, just throw shit together willy nilly. Come on, baked beans. Are they sweet like baked beans, or like, or savory like charro beans? Blood sausages. Ooh, everything y'all talking about, I'm hearing about, but I don't want none of that. That all sounds, yeah, sweet. Yeah, all that sounds like a no. But we're staying in an Airbnb, so long as we got a grocery store, honey, we can cook for ourselves. I didn't eat them. Let me see a picture of London's blood sausages.
Check out these pictures.
I can't complain about nobody food because I'm a bitch that eats brown swagger and hog head cheese and all that kind of stuff. So I don't judge people food because it might be delicious. But yeah, these ain't looking like something that I don't know. They might be good. Blood sausage is a sausage filled with blood that is cooked or dried and mixed with fillers until it is thick. This doesn't sound appealing. So solidify and then cooled. Most commonly, the blood is pig, sheep, lamb, cow, chicken, or goose is used. Yeah, that doesn't sound like that is good at all. They taste fine. Oh, okay. In Europe and the Americas, typically filled include meat, fat, sweat, bread, cornmeal, onion, chestnut, barley, oatmeal, or buckwheat. Do they taste like boudin? They sound like boudin, like boudin sausages. That's what it sounds like. The way they describe it without the blood. Chris Dennis, he said they taste like boudin. Then I probably will love them. I love boudin sausages. Depending on how they cook them, do they boil them or do I like my boudin sausage really crispy, baked on the outside and yummy on the inside. They pan seared. I might need to taste that. It sounds gross because it's blood sausage, but if it tastes like boudin, that's my tea. I love boudin with a little cracker, baby, with some French bread, a little toasted garlic butter, French bread. That sounds sickening. Let me put that in my notes. Nando. Peruvian chicken spot. Nando in London. Oh, we have one of these in Houston, but we don't call it Nando's. We call it Peri Peri. Peri, Peri Peri chicken. Peruvian chicken spot. Yes, ours in Houston is called. When I googled it, it pulled up Peri Peri, and then when I go to Nando in London, it says Peri Peri Nando's Peri Peri chicken in the UK. Afro Portuguese inspired, African born, flame good. Yes, I know that we have Peri Peri. It is good. I eat Peri Peri is like right outside of my house. I eat that like once a week, and it is good. Love it. Yeah, that's why it was good. Nando's is a South African multinational fast food chain that specializes in flame grilled peri peri style chicken. Yes. Yeah, we have that. It's just called peri peri. So It's good to know. At least I can find something I'm used to. Mm, 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 mm. Pepe is delicious. It really is. I get mine with the rice, with the two pieces of chicken, with avocado and pineapple, with the Inferno sauce, like the hottest sauce that they got. Oh, 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 so good. The avocado, because it's so creamy, it cuts down the heat a little bit. And the pineapple, of course, is sweet, so it kind of balance. I like sweet and savory, hot and spicy sweet stuff. I like that combination. And so with the avocado, pineapple, and the spicy peri peri chicken, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Love it. But yes, where are some pretty places to take some pictures? All the people who have been in Paris and London, where are some places that were like scenically beautiful? Because I want to take pics. I want to do some TikToks. I want to do, particularly places that are not typical. Thank you, Van. Ooh, doner kebab. I love deer meat. Oh, doner kebab look like a gyro sandwich. Thinned deer meat. Beef or lamb. That looks like a gyro sandwich. Yeah, that sounds like my tea. I love those. Yeah, that just look like a typical. That look like a typical gyro that they done cut down, and yeah, that looks like I done had one of them before, which I love them. So good. Buckingham Palace was anticlimactic. Shit was small as fuck. It looked so big on the TV. The Palace of Verdun. What is it? Vindum. I'm putting these all in my notes so I can remember. Where's the Palace of Verdun? Is that Vindum? Yeah, right. I don't eat meat anymore. Palace Vindum. Place Vindum. See Versailles if you can, the Louvre, and of course the Tower. Yeah, we have tickets to the Louvre. We don't have the Versailles. I haven't thought about going there. I'm witchy, so I want to go to the catacombs. And so what is the river that starts with an S? The Seine, or what is, I can't remember. Sienna or Sienne. Vendome. Um I want to go to the catacombs, and I want to go to I want to be on that river. Of course, I want to take a picture with the Alpha Tower just because, for memory's sake. um I want to I don't know. I don't know anything else. Just anywhere pretty. Have you thought about purchasing a Birkin? A Birkin? Yes, I actually have thought about purchasing a Birkin, but I don't know where I will wear it. I want to take some pictures in one, but I want a pretty color one. I actually have thought about it. I actually looked at a site for me to buy some, but I was like, where would you wear this? That it wouldn't be disrespectful. But yeah, I wanted to do like a photo shoot in one. The Louvre Museum. Yes, that's where the Mona Lisa is. Okay. I like Cardiff Castle in Wales when I was in London. That was one of my favorite places. Let's see. Cardiff Castle. Now, are these easily accessible? Like I can catch a train or a bus or something? Cardiff Castle. Ooh, it's pretty. On the inside, it looks stupid. It looks stupid on the out, but it looks pretty on the inside. Ooh. Oh yeah, this is pretty. Yeah, this is where I want to go. They had a Birkin for 47,000. Really? Hmm. I can't see me paying that much for a Birkin. Oh, a Birkin bag. Okay. Wait, am I tripping? Wait. She said Birkin. Have you thought about purchasing a Birkin? You know what my brain read that as? You said a Birkin, as in a Birkin bag. My brain read that as a burqa. I read it as the thing that covers the body of Muslim women. When I read, and I have thought about purchasing one of those. So that's why I'm over here talking about. I thought it would be disrespectful, and I was gonna take a picture of you talk about a Birkin. No, I have not thought about purchasing a Birkin because Birkins are too expensive for my pocket, and I actually don't like how they look. Um, Birkins and Chanel's are the ugliest bags to me. I do not. I think they're so expensive, but I do not like how Birkins and Chanel's look. I just don't like how they look, and so I don't feel like they are. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like how they look. Um, I recently bought my dream bag is somewhere. I recently bought my dream bag, and you will see a lot of it in my pictures in Paris. It is my dream Christian Dior bag, and recently bought it, and yeah, I own. It's one of my. It's my dream bag. It's what I have dreamed of having since I was in college. Um, but a Birkin is not what I Hey, Alexander is not what I dream. Unless Birkin giving me percentage of profit, I ain't buying one. Yeah, Birkins don't do nothing. A burqa. Yeah, I thought you was talking about burqa. I was wondering if you fell into too much money lately. No, I have not fell into no too much money. I fell into y'all also have to understand that I don't have any children. So I don't have like daycare. I don't spend my money on stuff. So what happens is throughout the months, I won't have anything to spend my money on. And so my money builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up. And so I'll have a big lump sum of money. And then my friends would be like, "Ooh, do you want to go here?" Like as far as like a trip. And I'm like, sure, let's go to Paris. And we'll go to Paris. So my money will be spent to go on this trip. So when I come back, I'll be broke. But it will also be May and June, which is the money time for LGBT people because you're doing tons of panels, you're doing tons of this, tons of that. So you're getting paid a lot. And so, yeah, that's how it was during COVID. Yes. And then COVID, especially COVID, we were doing all those kind of panels and everybody was going virtual. So people who wanted me to be a part of shit that I normally couldn't, I could do it. So I made a lot of money. Only thing that was bad about 20 was that my mom passed away. And that happened right at the end. Other than that, 2020 was good for me. Amazing for me. Oh no, I'm not a Birkin girl. I am not. I like like thrifting fashion, low. I don't know what's the word for it, but low level clothes just as much as I like high level clothes. I have found some amazing cheap clothes that are made with quality material that has lasted just as long as an expensive one. So I'm more about the look of something. I'm more about, I won't say that I don't care about the name at all. I definitely have bought things just for the name. But usually if you see me in a sickening outfit, it is a mixture between high fashion and low fashion. I'm gonna have a mixture of different things on. It is gonna you My bag might be $5,000. I think that's the most I've ever spent on a bag. Um, um, but that was when I had hit a big lick or something. Like I had hit a big lick, some big lump sum of money. So in that moment, I was able to buy my favorite something. Um, because I have a big foot, I can't afford. There's no high end brand that has my size in shoes. So usually my shoes, they might look expensive, but they're not expensive. Usually my shoes are cheaper. But um, you know, I think the I think the most expensive thing in my wardrobe is like $5,000. Um, I have some bags that range from 2,000 to 2,500, but these are old bags. They're like I have a brown Louis Vuitton Sully that I didn't purchase. I got it gifted. That was like 2,000. Um, yeah, but then I have some fucking Shein and Fashion Nova. I got a Christian Dior jacket that I thrifted that cost me like $150, but it fit me perfectly. It doesn't fit me perfectly now, but when I got it, it fit me perfectly and was beautiful. Um, I have some dresses that are like 300, $500. Um, yeah, I got some things. It just depends. I'm all about if I like the item. It just has to be unique. Yeah, it has to fit me sickening. It has to feel good. It has to make me feel sexy. Um, like this dress right here. This dress is a cheap dress, but when I put it on, I get so much attention. When I'm out and about in this dress, this is a regular, um, super sexy. You know, it is. I get so much attention when I'm out in this dress. They live for it. And so this dress, I bought it at on the clearance rack at Nordstrom rack, and it's just so cute. It's so cute. I love it. It makes me feel sexy. And it cost me probably like $19. But the fabric is so soft and silky. It feels like silk, but it's not silk. It's so soft and silky. The print is cute. I just love it. Um, what size am I? I am a 20. I am a size 20. I am a 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. I live for those cheap and cheerful bags at Ross and Marshalls. See, the problem that I always have with Ross and Marshalls that the bags they look cute for like if you use them. If you don't use them, then they can last a relative amount of time. But if you use them, they end up tearing up somewhere. Like either the strap breaks or the they end up like the leather gets to peeling. Yeah, but I know if it costs cheap, then it's kind of cool. But I if I like something, I really, really like it, I want it to last. And so I really I like to invest in quality bags. And I don't mean expensive, but I do um I don't know who that is. The Kurt Gregor, I don't know who that is. I like Loewe. Is that how you say their name? This is my next bag that I want. The Loewe. I don't know how to pronounce the name. But the puzzle bag, it's Loewe. Their puzzle bag, there's different version of the puzzle bag. This is a dream bag for me. Yes. Their puzzle bags in these colors, I want one of them so bad. They have a tan one. That I want these. These ones with the different colors. Oh, I love them. That is my dream bag, and they're reasonably priced. They're like, this one is 1,600. This one is 2,000. They're like, you know what I'm saying? Is that reasonable? I don't know what that means, but they're not like Chanel, and not spending 5,000 and da 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 da. I feel like, what about the F Fendi bag? The F Fendi bag is, but it's $5,000. I can't unless I hit a lick. But that bag is too expensive for me. Now I can splurge 2,000 because I'll get an event. You know what I'm saying? I'll get it unless I don't buy anything for like you only wear them Ross back a couple of times. They are transition bag for the night bag, if you will. Yeah, that's also a dream bag too, Brandon. That F Fenty, that brown one. Woo! Oh, this one. Oh, oh, oh. The large brown, not the first small. I want the large, honey. That one. Oh, no, yes. That one. Oh, oh. I want the large one, and the large one is like 5,000. Oh, that is so cute. That I went into the Fenty store in Hawaii and uh what's 5K? Water and cracks for the next 3 months. Water and crackers for the next 3 months. It's worth it. It is my favorite bag. My Fenty. This is my unreasonably priced favorite bag. So my Loewe, or however you say it, I don't know if I'm saying it right. The Loewa. Those puzzle bags, they're in the range of me being able to buy it because it's only like between the lowest one I had seen is like 1,800. And you can on the Real and different sites, you can actually get it for a good price. Like a used one for a good price. Um, but if you want a brand new one, the cheapest I've seen was like 1,800 to 2,500. So I'll be getting speaking engagements that'll pay me $3,000, $5,000. So if my bills are paid up and I'm in the mood to do a little splurge, I can do that puzzle bag reasonably without it kind of hurting me. I can be regular. But this bag is like $6,000. And so, if I eat waters and cracker for the next 6 months, then it might not hurt me. But it's spending $5,000 on a bag, it does something to me. So I can't do it. I can't just do it unless I get a big sickening sum of money. But on my regular salary, I can't do it. And I want to do it because that's my bag. I want that bag. I want that bag. I want that bag. I want that bag. And I'm speaking it into existence. I hope that I get a big lump sum of money to where I can afford my favorite F Fenty bag. Let's manifest. It's my dream bag. It is my dream bag. That is fire. And they come in different colors. And look at the red one. Look at the red one. Oh my God. The red one, the red or the brown. Jesus. The red or the brown. The red one is 3,000, 3,100. They don't went down a lot. Oh, that one sold out. Oh, the red one is 3,100. I can't afford it now, but that's way better than 5,000. Let me see which ones. Oh, no, no, no. These are small. Never mind. These prices are wrong because these are the small. These are the small version of these. I don't want the small one. I want the large version. That's why they're 3,000. There's a blue one too. This is the baby blue. I wish I had me a sugar daddy. Just a little shimmy and shake for daddy. My sugar daddies don't be having a lot of sugar like that. They sometimes look out, but I ain't got no big money sugar daddies. Oh, the large Fendi first bag. It's called the first bag. The F is for first. Yeah, the cheapest one I see is 5,000. Now there's some super expensive ones for 35,000. You're definitely not getting that up out of me. But the large ones are the smallest one I see. No, that's the medium. All the large ones are all the large ones are 5,000. 5,000, baby. 5,000. Look at these are the 32,000. The crocodile pink and yellow. Yeah, I can't do that, baby. They'll never get that coin up out of me. I want the large one. The black one, I don't know. The black one just seems a little too boring. The black and white, that gives me boring. I'm bored. Bored. Ain't that croc sickening? Yeah. So I do. That's my favorite bag, the F bag. But my favorite reasonable is the puzzle bag. I do like that. Um, I also my other. These are my three on the list. So the F bag is on the list. The puzzle bag is on the list, and the all black Louis Vuitton Alma. My little connect, and this is funny that we're talking about it. I got a little connect, and look, she hit me up. She said, "Hey, Diamond." This is a text message. She says, Hey, Diamond. Happy Friday. This is Christy. I hope your day has gone well. I'm reaching out to let you know that I got that Alma. I have it available. Just letting you know. And I told her, bitch, this is the all black Alma. So I like black bags, but I like them to be plain. And I like Louis Vuitton quality, but I don't like Louis Vuitton like the monogram one that has the LV all over it. I like bags that you don't know that they are what they are unless you know. Because you could see this bag somewhere and you don't even know where they at, that it's Louis Vuitton. That's the kind of girl I am. I like you to be like, is that a cheap bag or is a designer bag? What is that bag? I like doing that because I'm a person who likes to mix designer and thrifted and inexpensive, da 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 da. So I want you to not, you don't know. It might be, it might not be. You never know. That's how I like to be. Um, Everybody got the LV monogram, and I already got a LV. I got the brown monogram, the LV. I already have that, and so I don't need another one. Yeah, I don't need another. But I do need this because it's big and it zips. Like it has a zipper that comes all the way from here all the way over. And I like bags that I can carry with the handle. And it has a little thing, another handle that goes over here. That shape is LVT's down though. Exactly. So it's my sickening. So I sent her, I said, hey, Christy, I'm headed to Paris and London for a month. My coins is tied up in my trip. So I'm broke. I can't even afford it. So go ahead and sell it if you can get rid of it. But by the end of June, I might have some money to send and get it. Maybe. But go ahead and sell it. Don't hold it for me. But if you still have it by the end of June, I might got you. And she said, LOL, I know what you mean. I've been there. She was like, all right, let me know when you're ready. That's my connect. And that's also another thing. Get you a good bag connect, a good booster, a good a good bag connect. You might get your favorite bag for the low low. I'm also a girl that plays a lot of those games. Because don't nobody want to pay full price. And you should not pay full price for nothing if you can find the deal. The only thing I pay full price for usually is some glasses. I'll buy some glasses that are expensive because they're usually, you can get some glasses for some sickening ass glasses for, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7. You should check out the Versace Medusa bag. Let me see what it's giving. Versace Medusa bag. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-mm. These give me those Birkin vibes. These give me those Birkin vibes. This is interesting. This crossbody. That's just the head. That's kind of interesting. These are not expensive as I thought that I thought. Is it the big size? Yeah. Mm-mm. Wow, this one is cute. This is cute. This right here. This one is cute. I like this one. Ooh, that's nasty. I like that. I like that. Ooh, I like that. Yes. Yes. That's me. That right there. That other one, I didn't like. But this one, that's giving me all I need. I do like that. I do like that. Now these ones, I don't know. I don't like these. Yeah. Here go one that has that chain detail, but it's red. Yeah, I like the other one, that black one. Here's another black one. Yeah, I like that other one. Mm. Yeah, I got a vintage Gucci that I don't like to wear because the strap gets weird. That's because the strap is weird. But I got a vintage Gucci. Um, yeah, I got almost every designer that I like: Gucci, Dior, Louis Vuitton. Just one of each. I don't have like doubles or shit like that. Gucci, Dior, Louis Vuitton. Um, I want that Loewe, I want that Fendi, and I want that. I do want that black Louis Vuitton Alma. So those are my dreams, my dream bags. That brown Fenty, I have everything that I need. Everything that I need. But all right, y'all, make sure y'all thumbs up. I will talk to y'all hopefully with the internet. Okay, I will talk to y'all next Friday. Um, we done went into bags. But all right, I will see y'all next week or whenever some internet, gets sickening if it's over there. I know I'm not going to a third world country, so I'm pretty sure the internet should be regular, right? So yes, hopefully I'll still have great internet service. And I'll see y'all. All right. Bye bye.